The automotive industry has significantly changed over the past years under many influences, among which the electrification and dropping consumer demand are probably the most notable. This situation has left many car makers struggling. However, South Korean giants seem to be holding on and adapting pretty well. So today we'd like to showcase the coolest new vehicles by Kia and Hyundai that are coming for the 2025 and 2026 model years. Let's get started. Kia Sportage. Kia has brought several new models to the latest Los Angeles Auto Show, including the 2026 iteration of the Sportage compact crossover. The model brings a revised range of trims, more electrification options in the powertrain department, and a design influenced by the brand's Opposites United philosophy. The most noticeable exterior changes included reshaped bumpers, headlights with sharp orange DRLs on the sides of a new convex grille, black rims ranging from 17 to 19 inches in size, and several trim-specific design elements. With 6 trims on offer, the upcoming Sportage can be outfitted with a standard 187 horsepower, 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, a hybrid setup with a 1.6-liter turbo gas engine and an auxiliary e-motor with a 231 horsepower combined output, or a PHEV setup with 268 horsepower strong tandem of a 1.6-liter turbo GDI and an electric motor. The standard powertrain is offered with a front-wheel drive and an 8-speed automatic, while the electrified ones use a 6-speed auto and an optional all-wheel drive. The interior is now in line with the brand's latest tech and uses a 12.3-inch LCD, a Kia Connect suite, and standard wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Ioniq 9. It seems that the EV technology has finally ripened to be used for large people haulers. The Ioniq 9 is the most spacious model in Hyundai's EV portfolio. To adequately fulfill its hauling duties, the brand targeted the 300-mile range mark for both rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive configurations. To achieve this, the 9 SUV will be fitted with a 99.8 kilowatt-hour battery for the standard range trim and a 110.3 kilowatt-hour pack for the long-range one. Consequently, range estimations would fluctuate between 270 and 300 miles. Moreover, the support of 350 kilowatt DC charging would make the stops shorter, with only 25 minutes needed to reach the 80% SOC. The batteries can be matched with either a single rear-mounted motor with a 215 horsepower output or a dual-motor setup that enables all-wheel drive and puts out 309 horsepower. Finally, the top-of-the-line performance trim utilizes 429 horsepower and sprints from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.9 seconds. In terms of looks, Ioniq 9 borrows the conceptual aesthetic with lots of LED lights, smooth body lines, and a lounge-like cabin that can be enhanced with optional relaxation seats. Hyundai Palisade. The brand's creative strategy has completed a full circle and returned from streamlined to boxy shapes again. The latest model to get this treatment is the 2025 Hyundai Palisade, which has just been unveiled for the domestic market. Externally, the 3-row SUV adopts a longer wheelbase, large LED lights stylized as horizontal strips, a massive squared-off grille, alloy wheels up to 21 inches in diameter, substantial roof rails, and several new color options. The longer wheelbase unlocks more room in the cabin. Preliminary reports suggest an optional 9-seater layout for the domestic market. However, the international version would probably be outfitted with 7 seats. The interior look mimics the latest generation Santa Fe with a dual 12.3-inch screen layout, a floating center console, and 5 available colors for the upholstery. Finally, the powertrain options have not been announced yet, so we'd be eagerly expecting them alongside the international debut date. Kia EV6. One of the most exciting Kia cars of today gets a mid-cycle update for 2025. The most significant exterior changes come down to the star map headlights, a front bumper with a more intricate pattern, a reshaped full-width tail lamp, and more wheel design options. Offered in 4 distinct trims, the EV6 can either use a rear-wheel drive layout with a single motor or a dual-motor setup with an all-wheel drive. Depending on the trim, the rear-wheel drive layout brings either 167 or 225 horsepower, while the all-wheel drive performance equates to 320 or 641 horsepower. The least expensive light trim is powered by a 63 kilowatt-hour battery pack with 240 miles of riding, while other trims put to use an 84 kilowatt-hour pack with range estimations reaching 319 miles. The range-topping GT trim may drain the battery much faster, considering its 0 to 60 mile/hour acceleration time of just 3.4 seconds. The cabin gets better soundproofing, a reshaped steering wheel, a revised center console, and an infotainment setup displayed on a pair of 12.3-inch screens. Hyundai Elantra. This year, Hyundai's increased the base price for the standard gasoline Elantra by $250, while significantly lowering the entry-level pricing for the Elantra Hybrid by $1,150 to be exact. The hybrid model is powered by a 1.6-liter Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder and an auxiliary electric motor juiced by a battery with a 1.32 kilowatt-hour capacity. The system uses a 6-speed EcoShift dual-clutch transmission to produce 139 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque, while offering 54 mpg of combined fuel economy. The non-hybrid, in turn, uses a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder with an IVT transmission. Its output equates to 147 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque, while the combined fuel economy is estimated at 36 mpg. In the feature-rich interior with premium cloth seats, you'll find a combination of physical control buttons and an 8-inch control display, an audio system with 6 speakers, and support for wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Ioniq 5. This retro-modern compact SUV brings a host of updates, including an increased 84 kilowatt-hour battery option, the NACS charging port, slight interior and exterior design tweaks, and an all-new XRT trim with all-terrain capabilities. The newcomer is offered with 4 trim levels. In its standard guise, the rear-wheel drive layout with a single 168 horsepower motor and a 63 kilowatt-hour battery is offered. Hyundai's range estimations for this setup are at 245 miles. The rear-wheel drive layout is also available with a 225 horsepower motor and a larger 84 HP kilowatt-hour pack, while the all-wheel drive configuration raises the performance bar to 320 horses. Its driving autonomy ranges between 260 and 290 miles. The visual refinements concern front and rear bumpers, the rear spoiler, the introduction of the rear windshield wiper, and the modernized infotainment system that also supports the brand's latest active safety systems. Finally, the XRT trim raises 1 inch higher above the ground, has a suspension setup with improved approach and departure angles, standard all-terrain tires, blacked-out bumpers with red tow hooks, and a more rugged interior with all-weather floor mats, a black headliner, and more durable upholstery materials. Genesis Neolun and GV60 Magma. This SUV duo presents the brand's latest design evolution and showcases its performance aspirations. The Neolun takes inspiration from traditional Korean craftsmanship and brings a very streamlined design. It has body-integrated lamps, no B-pillars, coach doors, and a 2-tone exterior scheme in midnight black and majestic blue. Inside, the 4-seat cabin comes wrapped in cashmere and leather. The GV60 Magma is the final model of the Koreans' performance Magma series that joins the GV80 Coupe, G80 Magma Special, and Gran Berlinetta concept. The quartet previews future production models that will be released for each car of the Genesis current lineup. Here, the GV60 exterior is reworked slightly to improve aerodynamics, efficiency, and electric powertrain cooling. The latter should offer enhanced driving parameters. The SUV sits lower to the ground, rolls on titanium flow-formed 21-inch wheels, and brings an exclusively styled, sporty interior. Kia EV3. The subcompact EV3 is the smallest and cheapest model in Kia's lineup. It measures 4.33 meters or 170 inches and is starting at $30,000. This crossover borrows some of the design cues from the blocky EV9. It sports hot aero discs, expands on the rectangular theme, and has 4 exclusive colors. The model may follow such trim hierarchy. Short-range, single-motor front-wheel drive EV3 will be powered by a 58.3 kWh battery. The 81.4 kWh pack should store 375 miles, and the GT line upgrade should be getting a dual-motor all-wheel drive layout with electric dynamic torque vectoring control. To keep the cost down, this EV is based on the 400-volt architecture. Nevertheless, it still supports 10 to 80% recharge in 31 minutes. The Opposites United philosophy is reflected in the interior through the use of sustainable materials, a 30-inch wide dual screen, and AI assistance. Kia K4. Kia has been slowly but surely applying their new Opposites United design language to all models in their lineup. This year, the time has come for the brand's representative in the compact sedan class. The all-new Kia K4 has class-leading rear passenger legroom owing to the vehicle's 185.4-inch length and 72.8-inch width. On the outside, the sedan boasts a dynamic profile, while the tiger nose grille becomes less pronounced and is complemented by vertical LED headlamps and Y-shaped DRLs. Under the hood, you get a standard 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine with 147 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque, and optional 1.6-liter turbocharged engines with 190 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. With the standard trim, you get a standard auto variable transmission and an estimated fuel consumption of 40 mpg. On the inside, you get the best combination of comfort and smart features for the price. There are seats with a durable gray and black cloth trim, a 12.3-inch touchscreen display, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a push-button start, and dozens of options if you decide to go for higher trims. Genesis X Gran Berlinetta. This tasteful, retro-futuristic model embodies Genesis's athletic elegance design philosophy. It gets cab-backward proportions, an elongated hood, and pure parabolic lines. The front end features a futuristic iteration of the Genesis Crest grille with integrated two-line headlights, with the latter stretching beyond the front fenders. The two-line light cluster is also present at the rear end and resembles sports cars of the 60s. The mid-engine concept is powered by a hybrid setup based on a turbo V6 engine and a YASA e-electric motor. The combined output of this system is rated at 1,071 horsepower and 986 pound-feet of torque. The exterior is coated in a Magma hue, which matches nicely with giant golden centerlock wheels. The highlight of the X Gran Berlinetta interior is the digital panoramic heads-up display mounted on the base of the windshield. There's also an F1-style steering wheel, quilted seats, and plenty of carbon fiber inserts. If you think that there are still many newcomers that we didn't feature, you're absolutely right. If you'd like us to release the second part of this overview, make sure to leave your requests in the comments. Meanwhile, check out suggested videos on the screen and we'll see you next time. Oh, I almost forgot the ritual. May the torque be with you.